Welcome back to the Destination Saratoga podcast, your all-access pass to Saratoga County. I'm your host, Mackenzie Zarzycki, and today's episode is all about Chowderfest, one of Saratoga's most highly anticipated family-friendly events. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Kelsey Trudel, the Executive Director of Sustainable Saratoga, a not-for-profit organization that promotes sustainable practices and the protection of natural resources in the Saratoga Springs area. Kelsey and I talk about how Discover Saratoga and Sustainable Saratoga are teaming up to provide reusable bowls and a washing station at Chowderfest. She also provides some great tips about how we can be more sustainable in our personal lives, as well as the secrets to composting. But before we dive into the interview, here's the latest news from Mackenzie and Jesse. It's the latest news with Mackenzie and Jesse, and today's episode is all about Chowderfest! So, talking about chowder, we've got some amazing seafood chowder in front of us from Thirsty Owl.
Yum.
Shout out Josh, thank you. I am so pumped to eat this chowder.
Thank you for the chowder.
Look at my little shrimpy. Yum.
Wait, I want
all right,
shrimp.
let's dive in.
I like shrimp.
I think there's a piece of lobster in here. I'm trying to get to it. They do not hold back on the seafood.
I love shrimp.
Thanks to Kelsey for dropping off our reusable bowls and bamboo spoons. They will be available at Chowderfest over by Hattie's. Bailey's and Mittlers will also be serving out of reusable bowls. Definitely try to limit your waste, people. This is so good.
That's such a good idea. And they're so cute. They're
I
like
know.
little ramekins.
Little four ounces. This is delicious.
Did you finish the whole thing?
No, I just ate all of the meat.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Latest news and events. all right. Isn't that what
Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
I love him.
Me too. Dazed and Confused was one of my favorite movies. Did you ever see that movie?
I actually haven't, but I know it's his first, all right. It's his first ever words on screen, and he came up with it.
Wow. Like ever or in that movie?
Well, that was his first movie.
Oh, you did say that. All right. Well, Jesse, your homework is to go watch Dazed and Confused. Yep.
Yeah. I love
All
you.
right.
I did read his biography.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really good. The Green Lights book.
Cool. I have not, but
It's really good.
he's a great actor.
Yeah. Great actor, great person.
All
Speaking
right.
of great actors. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, we got some Oscars coming up on March 1st. All the nominations came out on January 23rd. So we have a bunch of amazing actors and actresses that have been nominated, along with a bunch of Best Picture, cinematography, special effects, sound, all that good stuff. But have you seen any of the nominations?
I have not.
No? Well, we've got Wicked. Obviously, you know about Wicked.
Yes, I'm dying to watch it. I still haven't seen it yet.
They're nominated for Best Picture. They have 9 other nominations.
Wow.
Yes. But
That's amazing.
The leading movie is Emilia Perez with 13 nominations.
Wow.
Yes. It's kind of a controversial movie, or like not the movie itself, but people are not loving it as much as there's some topics around it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah. But I don't know. What do you guys think is the thing? Go watch Emilia Perez and see what you think about it, because it's the leading nominations. But we got a bunch of other ones. The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Anora, Dune Part 2. Did you see the first one?
I have not. I need to watch it.
Dune is so
Tom and
good.
Zendaya.
Back to Zendaya. Yes. Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet is in 2 nominated Best Picture movies. Yeah, I guess I think I saw something the other day where he's the youngest actor to be nominated and in 2 nominated Best Pictures since James Dean.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Which
That's
is very cool.
Great.
I like Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
And he's also Bob Dylan in the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'll have to catch that too.
Yes.
And Bob Dylan performed at Cafe Lena.
Yes.
So
back
now
in
we're
the
full
day.
circle. Saratoga County.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
What else is going on, Jesse?
What else going on? All right. Well, we've got the Super Bowl coming up, and at this point, we won't know who's in it, but it's either the Commanders, Eagles, Chiefs, and the Bills.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York, New York, New York.
Yes. I'm not even like a huge Buffalo fan. My brother-in-law is a diehard Buffalo fan, but I just think it is so cool. They have such a Cinderella story, and if they were to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, I'm there for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be great. And Harvey's and PJ's Barbecue are two of the local Bills backer bars.
Yeah.
And they're going to be insane. Chowderfest on Saturday, Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah. Big
Saratoga
weekend.
is going to be off the chain.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that it's always like that because my brother always comes up and I'm like, all right, what are we doing? Well, obviously, I'm working Chowderfest. But Super Bowl the next day, like, where are we going? What are we doing? Are we staying home? Like, what's up? And I know Dancing Grain is a huge Bills bar too. So they said if the Bills win, if they're in the Super Bowl, they're having a huge party.
So
that'd
awesome.
be cool there too. And they
That's
have like
so
a big
cool.
projector. Yeah.
That's great.
And we have Kendrick Lamar, and he just announced a special guest, SZA, for the halftime show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
My favorite halftime show was Dr. Dre.
Oh, like a couple years ago?
Yeah. And he brought out 50 Cent and Eminem.
Eminem.
Oh, brought me back to my college days. That was high school days, probably. What's your favorite Super Bowl halftime show?
I liked Lady Gaga's when she did it. And that meme of her like jumping down from the top of the stadium. Anyway, I only found it funny. Whatever. But I remember her, and I remember like the Beyonce and Bruno Mars, but it was actually like Coldplay. Like they were just guests.
Yeah. Jennifer Lopez and Shakira did good a couple years ago.
That was right before COVID. I remember that.
Jennifer Lopez is such a good dancer. Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
There are always some great Super Bowl commercials. Dorito, Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I always like the commercials. I always forget that it's like the new commercials or whatever, but then it will be like some random celebrity in a commercial, and I'm like, wow, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah. I think they do a good job.
Yeah.
Miles Teller, didn't he do was it
him.
Pepsi? He and his wife did a commercial last year. It was so cute.
Oh, I really
he was
like
like
that
dancing
one.
in the living room.
Yes.
I love him.
Yeah, I like him too.
So cute.
Yeah, he's really cute. And stay tuned for any Super Bowl events. We're going to have a blog and promotions going out. A bunch of local restaurants, organizations are doing some fun specials and stuff. So
Yay. DiscoverSaratoga.org.
yeah.
All right. While we're talking about food, the 12th annual Chili Bowl fundraiser to benefit Saratoga Clay Arts Center will take place tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Saratoga Springs City Center. This event will feature 5 top local chefs and have live entertainment. Tickets are only $30, so visit saratogaclayarts.org for more information. I've always wanted to check out Saratoga Clay Arts.
Yeah, I haven't gone.
Me neither. I took pottery in high school, and it was so fun. There's just something relaxing and chill about, getting your hands dirty and being creative.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done I think I took a class in high school too, but I don't know. We didn't get to use the pottery wheel. We just had to
The pottery wheel is the best.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, I think I wanted to use it, but I think they were like, for advanced.
Oh.
And I was like, sorry, whatever.
Not as advanced as me, Jesse.
Yeah, I guess not.
But maybe an Inside Track episode, Saratoga Clay
Yeah,
Arts.
actually, that'd be a great idea.
Make a fun bowl. Mm-hmm. That's great. All right, other events in Saratoga County, Ballston Spa Chocolate Fest.
Yes.
So the Chocolate Fest is going to take place on Friday, February 7th from 5 to 9. Stroll around the village of Ballston Spa for $2 chocolate tastings from over 20 chocolate chefs and venues. Don't forget to vote on your favorite. Plus, there will be other chocolate-themed activities, artist demos, special promotions, and sales. Visit ballston.org for more information.
Chocolate.
I love chocolate.
Chocolate.
That's the perfect pre-Valentine's Day treat.
It is.
Sounds great.
Yes. I remember going, that was my first event I covered last year.
Oh, yes,
for
with Discover Saratoga.
Yeah. And I was like, how do I do this? What am I doing? But it was actually really fun. It was my mom.
What was your favorite chocolate? Do you remember any of the vendors or?
No, not at all.
Merp.
I know it. I don't remember any of them, but I remember it being really cool. And it, like, Ballston Spa is so tight-knit in their downtown. So it was really fun going from shop to shop, but I don't remember.
I love Ballston Spa. That is a hidden gem for sure in Saratoga County. If you walk down Front Street, there are amazing restaurants, great shops. There's even a little spa there. It has so much to offer.
Mm-hmm. And chocolate.
Check it in chocolate.
I remember chocolate. Remember that?
No.
What? SpongeBob.
Oh, no. For a second, I thought you were talking about like Willy Wonka or something. Flurry Festival. The 37th Annual Flurry Festival is taking place February 14th to the 16th at the Saratoga Springs City Center. This event will feature 233 sessions of music, dance, and cultural experiences from swing and blues to hip-hop and more. New this year, the Discovery Hour on Friday evening will offer 101 classes to explore new styles. If you're into dance, you should definitely check it out. I think it's one of the largest folk dance conferences, events in the Northeast.
Yeah, I've heard like a lot of people talk about it. Last year, I had never really known about it, but it's like everywhere.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow,
it's
cool.
a pretty big deal, and it's also it's nice for people who want to learn dance, people who don't have a partner with them, and children. It's definitely a family-friendly event. So tickets are available at flurryfestival.org, and there's special discounts for kids, military, and more. So make sure you check out the Flurry Festival. Any other hot news?
Well, I guess we can all talk about the TikTok ban.
Oh, geez.
So that was 14 long hours of darkness.
So sad.
It started a day early too, because they said the ban was going to be in effect on the 19th, Sunday the 19th, but it started at I don't know, during Saturday the 18th. I don't know what time, but I remember going on it and being like, it's not in service right now, like blah, blah, blah. And then the next day it was back, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And so for the next 72 days from that time, there's an executive order that there's a delay on the ban until someone buys it. So who knows?
Yeah.
But Instagram got right on it and is now changing their aspect ratio. It was 1:1 for their posts, and now it's 4:5, and it's really annoying. But you just have to toggle with it. It's okay. It's like, just be you,
Yeah, be
Just
original,
be you.
Instagram. Be original.
Come on, IG. We loved you before. We'll love you now. It's fine.
Yeah. It's all right. You win some, you lose some. Threads. Does that even exist anymore?
I remember the first time it came on, and I was like, what is this? But
yeah.
I've never been on it since. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. For the youth like you, I don't know how you'll survive without a TikTok, but for me,
freeing.
Yeah, right. Get a little more personal time back in your life.
Mm-hmm. Touch some grass. I don't know. I haven't touched that in a while.
Earthing.
See the outdoors, the sky.
Yeah, it's great. We talked a lot about that with Kelsey.
Ah, yes.
Sustainable Saratoga.
Yeah, love
planting trees. We're going to do a team building activity on April 26th at Pitney Meadows. Going to plant some trees with Sustainable Saratoga.
Hey, that's awesome. I'm very excited.
Sounds like a great time.
I love being outdoors, despite what I just said. But I do love being
team
outdoors.
marketing. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, ooh.
So that concludes the segment of latest news. All right, so now let's get into the interview with Kelsey from Sustainable Saratoga. Hi, guys. So today I have the pleasure of interviewing Kelsey Trudel, the Executive Director of Sustainable Saratoga. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yes, I'm so excited to chat with you. So Sustainable Saratoga is teaming up with Discover Saratoga for Chowderfest this year.
Yes.
We are so excited.
No, I'm looking forward to it. This is a partnership that started in 2023 with just the messaging of bring your own spoon to Chowderfest. So it was an idea that our volunteer at the time, David Sayer, came up with. He's now on our board and the chair of our Zero Waste Committee. He said, let's approach Discover Saratoga, find some way to work with them on Chowderfest. So we did the messaging of bring your own spoon. And then last year, Daryl reached out to us and said, this is the 25th anniversary of Chowderfest. We want to unveil some great sustainable initiative for the event. And that's where this Reusable Bowl campaign initiative really came about.
I love it. Awesome. Well, before we get into the reusable bowls and the washing stations, can you tell me a little bit about Sustainable Saratoga and your mission?
Absolutely, yes. So Sustainable Saratoga, we've been around since 2008, and Saratoga Springs officially gained nonprofit status in 2011. Started as a grassroots community organization, just a group of people who wanted to come together and make a difference. Today, we have 3 part-time staff. We still are supported by an incredible, dedicated group of volunteers, amazing people on our board of directors as well. But our mission is to promote sustainable practices and natural resource protection through education, advocacy, and action. So it's very broad, a mission statement. We do a lot of great projects, but mostly how we accomplish our mission and our work is through our 5 program committees. So we work in urban forestry. A lot of the viewers may be familiar with our Saratoga annual tree planting event. We have a pollinator committee focused on native plants, and we sell plants at our Pollinator Palooza, a land use committee, and a climate and energy committee as well. And then what we're talking about today falls under our zero waste committee.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about zero waste and what you're trying to achieve with this committee.
Yes, absolutely. So the mission behind our Zero Waste Committee, a lot of people are familiar with the slogan of reduce, reuse, recycle, right? I think we're all sort of ingrained with that now at this point. But we take that a step further to say repair, rot, and refuse as well. So we're kind of getting a broader image of what it means to be zero waste or low waste when it comes to the decisions we make as consumers, but also larger scale looking at, companies, businesses, how we can be doing things legislatively as well to reduce our waste. So the committee has initiatives like this, Chowderfest, where we partner with local businesses to try to reduce waste at events, but we also do repair cafes with the library, free events for anyone to come and get household items repaired for free from our coaches. We also do in the fall Recycles Day and Paint Collection Day now, both really big events. Hundreds of attendees come.
How cool.
Looking for a place to responsibly and sustainably get rid of things they're no longer using. So it's about sort of what do we do at the end of the life of our items and how do we get rid of them in a sustainable way?
Yeah.
But also at the start, how can we be more responsible and sustainable as consumers?
This is very educational, I think, for myself and for our listeners. I know personally I need to do a better job of recycling and getting rid of waste, be it cans or garbage or, old furniture in a more eco-friendly way.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that information.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause from the interview to hear from one of the Chowderfest participants. Here's Josh Cupp from Thirsty Owl.
What makes your chowder unique?
The ingredients. We spend a lot of money on that. We have all kinds of seafood in there. In years past, we've done, shrimp, scallops, candied bacon. And we just put a lot into it. And so it's no real surprise that we've won 8 out of some award in 8 out of the 11 Chowderfests we've entered, which is batting a pretty high percentage, I would say. But I think a lot of it's just the ingredients, what you put in. I just feel like you got to give the people what they want, and they want a really great chowder, and they want some really cool ingredients in there. So that's why we're successful, I feel like.
Why do you keep participating in Chowderfest?
Oh, because I love to discover Saratoga. Anytime you can put on an event that attracts 40, 50, 60,000 people in the dead of winter, you have to want to be a part of that.
What is your favorite part of Chowderfest?
Just seeing a ton of people, seeing people not hibernating. It's such a, I don't want to get into evolutional biology, but people are meant to kind of hibernate a little bit in the winter. And that doesn't really do anyone any good. Get out and walk around and try some chowder and see some people. So just seeing people not stuck in their dwelling units, I think is what I like the most about Chowderfest.
Who is your biggest competitor? AKA, who are you afraid of?
Yeah, I don't think I'm really afraid of anyone. Being a competitive person and being a professional athlete formerly, I don't think I really look at it as being, boy, I got to beat this place or I got to beat that place. I don't know. We just try to do a really great chowder. I can't control what someone else does. Some other places do some really nice chowders, but I tip of the cap to the people that will stand in line for 15, 20, or 30 minutes to try a chowder when it's really cold out. But I know that Druthers always does a nice one. I know there's a couple of really cool things. We've kind of expanded it out a little bit. There's some folks in Boston Spa that do a really great chowder. So I root for everyone to do a great one. I think, when people talk about, sports or they talk about any sort of competition, like, well, I don't want to catch this team in the first round. Well, you got to beat everyone anyway. So I want everyone to do their best chowder. We'll do our best and we'll see where the chips fall. We just want people to come in here, try a really good chowder and say, wow, that was the best one that I've had today. And that's all we're really shooting for. I just thought if you always had a really good product, that would be enough. And I think it kind of is, but it doesn't hurt to do a really nice little fun preliminary podcast with some really cool people as I look into the camera and advertise a little bit. But I just want people to come in and come in from the cold, have a nice chowder, enjoy it. And if they think it's the best one of the day, throw a vote in there for the Thirsty Owl.
At Discover Saratoga, one of our core values and something we're always trying to prove on is sustainability. Kayla, our director of convention services, works with a lot of meetings and events. And when they come to the area, they have conferences and they have lunches and they have dinners. And at the end of the event, she'll work with the meeting planner as well as the hotel or the restaurant to donate anything that's left over. So that's something we're trying to do as a bureau. But let's talk about what we are going to do together at Chowderfest.
Yes. So I'll go back to last year and kind of give the history of how things went. So we were working with Discover Saratoga, Daryl and Connie at the time.
Yes, Connie.
Yes. So we want to do something bigger picture than just bring your own spoon. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Well, the future is reuse. That's what we like to say. You know, you can invest in compostable servingware. You can invest in recyclable, but really the best solution is reuse. Obviously, it's the chowder bowls, right?
Yeah.
That we're just consuming once, you get your serving, you throw away. It's single use at its nature. And so we wanted to find a solution for that. We said, who can we work with in downtown who has access to a dishwasher, who will be open to this idea?
Yep.
So we approached a lot of different participants in Chowderfest, and Hattie's was amenable to the idea. So we said, okay, well, we can serve your chowder into our bowls, but we need a dishwasher. And then next door, Cafe Lena, Sarah there said, well, we have a dishwasher. We're not open at that time. So come have your volunteers wash dishes. So it kind of just fell together really nicely last year between Hattie's and Cafe Lena. We had 20 volunteers who came out. We were blessed with a beautiful day. It was 50 degrees by the middle of the event.
Oh, last year was beautiful.
It was incredible. Fingers crossed for another great weather day this year. It went so smoothly. It was great. We were anticipating maybe some hiccups, as you might the first year of trying out a new event. But no, it went great. We served into our reusable bowls. We washed dishes at Cafe Lena. Our volunteers were going up and down the stairs, running the buckets of bowls back and forth. We were also handing out bamboo spoons as well. So kind of a part of the messaging, bring your own spoon or opt for bamboo if you're there in our line, and we're handing them out, collecting donations for anyone who wants to support sustainable and the initiative. And it was incredible. We heard great things. It didn't interrupt the operations at all. That was another thing. We said, we don't want this to be burdensome for the restaurant. We don't want to interrupt the user experience. We want attendees to have a good time. And everyone enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
My favorite comment I heard was someone who had just returned their used bowl to our collection area, and they said, this was great. My fingers didn't burn, because with the paper, the plastic bowl, sometimes the hot chowder, And so it was actually better for them. They liked the experience.
So let's look at these bowls.
Yes, let's do it.
Are the spoons a one and done?
So a lot of attendees last year actually took their bamboo spoon that they got from us and brought it with them everywhere. So they reused the same spoon everywhere. The chowder cups are being served at our designated spots. So this year we are really excited to partner with 2 more downtown restaurants. So we will be serving chowder into these cups at Bailey's and also at Mittler's.
Nice.
So we're sort of turning Phyla Street into the little sustainability hub of Chowderfest.
I love that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So we ordered, I think now Sustainable Saratoga owns about 800 of these little 4-ounce cups. And so we'll use them for Chowderfest every year. And the goal is to add on a few more participating restaurants each year and expand the program.
I love that. I think what you guys are doing is so great for the community. I think the whole idea of wash and reuse is just genius.
Yeah.
And it does lower our footprint.
Yes, absolutely. And it is a mindset shift, right? For people, especially with the pandemic, everything was sort of like disposable, plastic, kind of good to go things. But we're trying to really create that mindset shift that it doesn't have to be single use. We can have, reusable options that are great for the user experience as well and enjoyable.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of your own personal sustainable practices.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you live what you preach, for a lack of better words?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a background in environmental science and sustainability. That's what I went to college for. So that's kind of always where my passion has lied. And so it's really great now to be in this position as well and kind of align my personal values with my professional life. But one of my favorite things that I like to tell people or encourage people to do kind of as a first step into sustainability, sustainable living, is thrift shopping. I think it's fun, it's trendy.
Yeah.
So I'm at a point now where my instinct is not to go to Amazon or what's easiest for us, right? Like, go buy something new. I need it right away. Maybe we can think differently about how we're purchasing and shop secondhand for clothes. I had a friend who actually, for one Christmas, bought all her family and friend gifts from thrift stores secondhand, and it was nice that there was like a mission mission behind it as
That's
well.
so cool.
Yeah, so I like the idea of giving new use to items that already exist through secondhand shopping. Absolutely.
That's awesome. What about little tips that we can incorporate into our day-to-day? I know one thing that I think about, I don't know why, but when I'm brushing my teeth, turning the water off.
Yes.
Like I used to always be in the habit of letting it run the entire time and thinking about, okay, turn it off in between so you're not wasting water.
Yes, yeah. There are so many incredible zero waste swaps, I like to say, on the market now. So I use like the toothpaste bit, the tablets that you just chomp on and brush. So there's no throwing away of the tube. It comes in a compostable bag for the refills.
What? I've never heard of that.
Laundry detergent sheets rather than buying bottles and bottles of laundry detergent. Blue Land is a great online subscription service you can get for cleaning products, dishwasher tablets, laundry detergent, all of that. And then also swapping out paper towels for reusable cloth, cleaning up messes in the kitchen. So there's a lot of sort of more trendy, but like those zero waste swaps that are really great solutions in sort of the cleaning and cosmetic area.
So do you know of any good thrift stores in Saratoga County?
Yes, Treasure's Thrift Store on West Ave is one of my favorites. They have clothes, they have home decor, they have kind of everything you can think of. And I believe they also donate a portion to local nonprofits as well.
Oh, very cool. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, we're going to take a quick break from our interview to hear from another one of our Chowderfest participants. Here's Chef Fitz from Hattie's Restaurant.
What makes my chowder unique? So chowders have branched off in so many different directions these days. It used to be just clam chowder, Manhattan and New England, but now there's so many twists on things. So we're doing a corn chowder this year with some whiskey glazed shrimp. I think it's great to have a couple of components. So we're going to pour the chowder and just some whiskey glazed shrimp over the top of it, and hopefully that gets us over the top. Why do we keep participating in Chowderfest? Well, one, I think it's great for the town, great for the city. The summer takes care of itself here in Saratoga, and the town's done a great job in promoting winter stuff. So I love the action, I love the people, I love the competition with the other chefs, and so it's just exciting. Favorite part of Chowderfest every year? It's probably the people, how it's grown over the years, and God, we get a crowd of, I think it's 60,000. People fly in on their private jets now, and it's great to bring some action to Saratoga in February. So I think it's just the people and seeing the smiles on their face. Who's my biggest competitor? Well, I've done Chowderfest for some other places in town back in the day. So I want to take them all down. It's great to win first place, but it's great to just to be in the competition and seeing the people happy and to choose other chowders across. So the voting's great, but I'd love to come on top. Yeah. Why should people vote for me? Well, I'm at a great establishment, right? Hattie's been around a long time, so I don't think we've won in a while. So let me put a plug in. Hattie's. Let's get some votes in for Hattie's. But I think it's the unique chowder and the whiskey glazed shrimp on top. We tried to stay away from just the regular clam chowders, so hopefully we got enough flavor in it and we get the win.
There's a great refill store in Boston Spa I'll plug as well. In Boston Spa, Sustainable Sundry. They're a local small business, and they have everything you can think of for cleaning and facial products, hair products, lotion, things, where you can bring your own bottle and get refill.
Are there any other organizations that Sustainable Saratoga is working with here in Saratoga County?
Yes. So we are really big on partnership and collaboration. That's kind of a passion of mine. I feel like we can all do better when we work together, especially in Saratoga. We're all doing such incredible things. So Pitney Meadows Community Farm has been a great partner for us.
Love them.
We will be launching a community composting program now that we just got funding from the city's participatory budgeting initiative. So we'll be unleashing that in the spring, hopefully. The Saratoga Library has been a great partner for us as well. Like I mentioned, the repair cafes that we host there.
Yeah.
Also, Saratoga Plan, Wilton Wildlife, all of the sort of incredible, more environmental nonprofits that we collaborate with programmatically, education events. Skidmore College has been great as well. We host a lot of events there. The upcoming sustainability fair for this year will be on April April 5th at Skidmore. We're going to be in their new Center for Integrated Sciences. So it's a new space. It'll be the full expo hall, 30 exhibitors, all focused on sustainability. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for all things sustainability in Saratoga County, but more broadly, sort of upstate New York.
Yeah. So if our listeners want to learn more about your event, where can they go to find out more information?
Yes, absolutely. So you can find us on our website, our events calendar, helpful tips and tricks and resources. So more about those like sustainable living ideas, sustainablesaratoga.org. We're also on all the social media platforms, Sustainable Saratoga. Yeah, those are a great way to learn what we're doing, get involved, volunteer, and at events. We're always looking for volunteers to come and help us out. We're constantly, taking in new requests for programs, education. Somebody wants to learn about this. Can we collaborate on a project about this?
That's so great. I see a team building opportunity in our future. Maybe we can plant a tree or help recycle.
Yeah.
Just seems like such a good deed that you're doing for the community. I want to get involved.
Yeah, so I plugged the Sustainability Fair already, April 5th at Skidmore. April also, that's when we do Tree Toga, our annual tree planting event. So that'll be on the 26th this year.
Oh,
we
fantastic.
do a kickoff at Pitney Meadows in their high tunnel. We do a planting demonstration, and then we release everyone out into the city to plant their trees.
I love
that.
that.
It's really fun.
I got to add that to my calendar.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit more about Pitney Meadows. I just love them. I just think everything they do there is so awesome.
Yep.
They have so much stuff going on there. So can you talk a little bit about that and then maybe explain to me or educate me on composting? Because it's something that I'm really interested in.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So Pitney's great. They're an incredible partner for us. They have been for many years. So we have a lot of natural areas of overlap with them. They are an operating working farm in the city, which is incredible. So they actually can sell the produce that they're growing right there on the farm at their farm stand. So we're working on launching our composting initiative for the community in the spring. They also do a lot of work with pollinators as well, so overlap there between our two organizations. They planted a great pollinator garden. We co-hosted an education event all about how to plant your own native pollinator species at home.
Okay.
And we toured their new pollinator garden, so that was great as well. Fire Feast, another awesome event.
That is a good
happens
event.
every year, their fundraiser. We actually provided them some of our own volunteers this year to manage the waste stations.
Oh, I love
as
that.
we called them. So they're working towards making that event, again, a little more sustainable.
Yeah.
Zero waste, low waste.
Yep.
So we had recycling, composting, and then the garbage, and we had our volunteers there educating people about what is compostable, what's not, what is recyclable. So another great area of overlap, we were able to help them out as well.
That's so great. Yeah, I always see the farm stand over there when I drive by, and I've stopped to get vegetables before, and there's just something delicious, extra delicious about fresh produce versus store-bought. Nothing wrong with store-bought, but it does taste a little better, and it makes you feel good supporting the local farmers and the local community.
Absolutely. And it's great to see all the other products offered at the farm stand as well, because they do have like the maple syrup and the honey from other local farms too. So it's a real community feel, which is great.
That's awesome. Composting.
Yes.
So what is composting, and what are the benefits to sustainability?
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk numbers to start. So it's kind of an alarming and shocking statistic to hear, but 40% of the food produced in the U.S. is wasted. Oh. So whether that means it's going to the grocery store shelves, it's not getting sold, it's thrown away, or you buy the pack of strawberries with the best intention of eating it, but it gets lost in the fridge, it goes moldy, gets thrown out. 40% of U.S. food produced is wasted. So very, very unfortunate statistic. So composting is one way to help curb that at the end of the life, right? There's a lot of things you can do to help mitigate food waste earlier on in the stages, food prep, being smarter about what you're buying, not overbuying, donating unused food to community organizations. You do have those situations, right, where you've made the soup, you've got all your vegetables, clippings and scraps, rather than sending them to the landfill where they'll break down into methane gas, which is really potent greenhouse gas. You can compost it, which is sort of resource recovery process, I like to think, because that has value to our local ecosystem, our local soil.
Okay.
So composting, we're taking organic material and we're turning it back into a soil amendment that can be added back into our soil to increase the nutrient health density of that soil that we grow our food in. Yeah.
Okay. And is that something I could do at home?
Absolutely, yes. So we actually, Sustainable Saratoga, we offer free community education backyard composting workshops.
Ooh.
So we usually do them at Pitney Meadows, again, and anyone can come for free and learn how to compost in their own backyard.
Yes.
So we have amazing, educated, knowledgeable volunteers who offer these programs for free. And yeah, if you have a space in your backyard, if you want to buy a composting tumbler, we teach you kind of the tips and tricks of how to get started. I think composting is one of those things that sounds a little bit more intimidating than it actually is as a process to start. But really, I tell people just try. Just throw some food scraps in a pile, turn it, see what happens, right? It's sort of a learning process. But the basics of getting started, you have your greens and your browns. So your greens are nitrogen-rich, so things like food scraps.
Yep.
Your browns are the carbon-rich material, so things like dried leaves, cardboard, and you need about an equal mix of both.
You can recycle cardboard in a compost?
Yep, absolutely.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so paper products, kind of like anything without ink, unbleached, so brown, just paper, cardboard, really great for your compost.
Okay.
Wood chips, anything like that.
Awesome.
So not only a great way to reduce the amount of waste leaving your own house, right? I've been noticing since I started composting, I'm taking out the trash a lot less, which is nice. But you're also being a part of the solution globally of mitigating methane gas emissions from landfills.
That's amazing. And now, here's a quick word from Chip Lawrence of Neighborhood Kitchen, one of our Chowderfest participants.
We are at Neighborhood Kitchen. My name is Chip Lawrence. I'm one of the partners. My partner, Brian Donaldson. This year, he came up with a chicken genovese. It's a pesto chicken and sausage chowder. For those of us not deep into the Italian culinary world, pesto chicken and sausage chowder. Unique by name and unique by taste. And if all goes well, you can get it here by the cup, pint, or quart for the foreseeable future. Chowderfest, it's a phenomenal community event, and it's amazing to watch the growth of it over the years now, bussing folks in from the Racino and from the malls. But it's an awesome event to get the community out. You get a little cabin fever. We seem to be blessed more times than not with great weather. When we opened here in 23, we partnered with UPH because on Round Street in Milton is not necessarily what you think about when you think of Chowderfest. At least we live downtown, we think of it being a downtown event. Universal Preservation Hall, we love Teddy Foster, we love what UPH is for the community, and what a neat way to partner to promote them while promoting us. It's a little co-brand. This will be our third year there, and we just love the partnership. Why should you vote for Neighborhood Kitchen? You should come try it. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Chef Brian has always surprised us with some culinary delights. This one, again, I find very unique. I think he'll hit it out of the park because he always does. And also give you an opportunity, if you haven't been inside Universal Preservation Hall, come on down and also see what that concert hall has to offer you. There's so many people that have not been inside yet. Even if you have, come stop by. They've got a nice little bar there, proceeds to UPH. And of course, we'll be in line there doling out some good chowder. If you like us, vote for us.
Is there anything else, any other tips or tricks or advice you want to share with our audience about sustainability?
Yeah, I'll go back to kind of the zero waste idea and this mindset shift that I mentioned about reuse over recycling. For a while, recycling was pushed to us as the ultimate solution, right, by the producers of these plastic products in the industry. And it's unfortunate because the truth is that recycling is not as great as it sounds. Over 90% of the plastic that's ever been produced has not been recycled. Ooh. So we think like, oh, plastic, it's fine. I can use it once and I put it in the recycling and I did a great thing because I recycled. But the truth is that over 90% of those things we're sending to the recycling with the best intention are not being properly recycled. So we want to address that with the message of recycling is not the answer, unfortunately. It's great. Paper, glass, aluminum, those things are incredible to recycle. But when it comes to plastic, it's a little bit more complicated, unfortunately. Avoiding plastic in general is kind of a big message of ours within the Zero Waste Committee. But yeah, just thinking a little bit more sustainably about how we're consuming items and finding those swaps where it works in your life as well.
I joke, but I mention my Stanley quite often, and I feel like that's one way I can contribute. In our office, we have one of those water bubbler machines, and it's really nice to be able to walk down the hall. I get my steps in, fill up my water bottle, go back to my desk, and drink it. And I know it's a small, silly thing, but I feel like that's something we can all do to help the world instead of purchasing plastic water bottles every time we need something to drink.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And just having these conversations as well, right? I mean, as individuals, we can do the best we can to live a low impact life, but just chatting with your friends, sharing ideas, making sustainability a part of conversations that you're having is a really great step. Absolutely.
I think so too. I think we could all be a little more educated on sustainability practices, as well as some of the classes you talked about. I mean, the tree event sounds awesome.
It's so fun.
I would love to go. I really want to get into gardening and all of that outdoors, greening, right? Or earthing. Is that what it's called? Earthing. I have a teeny tiny backyard, but every year, every spring, I say to my husband that I want to do a herb garden and just start with something small. I feel like you said about waste, I will buy the herbs, use them once, and then they rot away in the refrigerator. So if I could have like a small herb garden and go out and pick a little piece of basil or parsley, then I wouldn't be wasting as much. So it's stuff like that in this conversation that makes me really want to pull the trigger this spring and do my herb garden and make one smart step towards sustainability.
Awesome. That's great. And I think the most incredible thing is the connection that we're building to our natural environment, right? I think a lot of times it's like we go to work, we're in our office, we drive home, we're in our house. It's like the disconnect between nature and our daily lives is prevalent. And so living more sustainably, it's putting us more in tune with our natural environment and how we are connected to it as humans.
Absolutely. For those of you who watched or listened to our health and wellness episode, Denise and I talked a lot about that, getting in tune with nature, going for walks, planting, having plants in your house, putting your phone down. It's as simple as that. This conversation, the conversation with Denise, is really helping us as people, be more than just our job or our phone or our computer. There's so many ways we can contribute positively to the world.
Absolutely.
And I think you've given us some really good tools to do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're going to take another quick break from our interview to hear from Chowderfest participant, Chef Alex at Forno Bistro.
What makes my chowder unique? I try to blend different cuisines. I try to do something that's going to be really good for this time of year, something warming. We have a Tuscan beef chowder. So we're going to kind of try to pay homage to Northern Italian flavors that we try to highlight here at Forno Bistro with some twists of some stuff that I grew up with, kind of those homey vibes of a nice stew, but made into kind of a chowder form. So a little bit of a mix of different kind of food and cuisines. What keeps me competing in Chowderfest every year, it's a great opportunity to kind of show off some of the things we've been working on throughout the year, some ideas that maybe didn't make it to the menu, some things that might not work in the restaurant, but it's something that we can really step up and do something cool for Chowderfest. What is my favorite part of Chowderfest? I love the vibe of the town. I love all the people out and about, even when it's freezing cold. Inside here, we have a great warm kind of vibe, so we usually fill up quick. People kind of hang out here. It becomes kind of a pit stop. So it's great to see all the people coming through, kind of hear about the other chowders, and just see the liveliness of town for that short time in the winter when typically we're not quite as busy. Do I have any biggest competitors? With other restaurants, not so much. I'd say being that we have 3 different restaurants, me and the other 2 chefs at Chianti and Boca. We like to try to show up to one each other and see what we can come up with. It's a friendly competitiveness, but again, it's an opportunity to kind of show something a little outside of the box that we might not normally be able to do. Why should people vote for my chowder? Because it's going to be a blend of a lot of flavors that are going to bring nostalgia, but at the same time kind of introduce you to something a little bit new. Hopefully kind of transport you to a different place in your mind, especially given how cold it is, hopefully warm you up a little bit too.
So I have 2 little children. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I'm just wondering, how can I get them involved? What can I teach them at a young age so they grow up to be sustainable folks?
Yes, absolutely. So I love working with kids. I feel like working with youth is so inspiring. They have great questions. They're always listening and learning.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what they know until you ask them and get them engaged. So I would definitely encourage parents, caregivers, people looking to get youth involved in STEM broadly or sustainability, to connect with those local organizations in our community that offer those services. So we do some programming towards youth engagement, but the Saratoga Children's Museum is great. They offer tons of science-based programming. Their space is also just incredible and so fun to visit. Pitney Meadows does a bunch of youth programming, getting kids out in nature.
Yeah.
Wilton Wildlife, also super invaluable to the community as far as providing youth environmental education.
Yeah.
So definitely just getting your kids engaged in a young age, getting them out in nature, involving them in these science and nature-based programs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My daughter's really into bees right now.
Ooh, that's fun.
And they're talking about hibernation and bears and all of that. But it's really cool to hear her come home and be like, did you know that bees make honey and this and that? And man, shout out to Division Street. They do such a good job in their UPK program because my daughter is so smart. And the things that she teaches me on a daily basis are just amazing.
That's incredible. Another plug for a summer camp. Speaking of summer camps, a plug for Camp Stomping Ground.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible program they have running there as well.
That's such a great organization. We just had the first annual Saratoga Film Festival this past Friday.
Nice.
And we raised $11,000 for Arts Fest at Camp Stomping Grounds.
Wow.
So they do it all from what sounds like earth and nature and sustainability, arts and culture.
Yes.
Definitely an organization to get on your radar because we are impressed with them. And I'm so grateful we were able to make such a great donation.
That's incredible.
So if you were to walk into my house, I would be quite embarrassed about the amount of cans, seltzer cans or whatnot, that are thrown away into my garbage. Without shaming anyone or guilting anyone, what would you say to the person who maybe doesn't have the best sustainable practices?
Absolutely. So we can all do something, right? I think putting a drop in the bucket and doing what you can is better than doing nothing at all and avoiding the problem and pretending it's not there. We talk a lot about this idea of climate dread. In the sustainability community, in the science community more broadly, people who work in this climate space are often filled with just a little bit of dread and anxiety and depression because the future can seem daunting when you look at the numbers. What helps me is to focus on the solutions, focusing on what I can do to help rather than what this big, scary problem is, right? And so, it's easy to feel guilty about something, right? I forget my reusable water bottle and I'm out and I'm really thirsty and I need to buy a plastic water bottle. It happens.
Yeah.
We're all going to do our best. We're all going to make mistakes. But just focusing on what you can control and what you can do to be a part of the solution rather than focusing on the problem. I'm a pretty non-judgmental person. I can't speak for everybody, you know, in this space, but I don't judge people for what they're not doing. I judge people for the impacts that they are making by doing the right thing.
Yeah. I love that. And little steps each day. You've given me a lot of ideas of ways that I, in my personal life and my work life, can, minimize my footprint and be a little bit more sustainable.
Great.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Kelsey. This has been so fun and so eye-opening. I feel like you've taught us a lot. Sustainable Saratoga is such an important part of Saratoga County and the Saratoga community. So thank you for the good work you do.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to have you at Chowderfest.
Yes.
Saturday, February 8th from 11 to 4 a.m. If you would like to participate with a reusable bowl or a bamboo spoon, they'll be located on Phila Street by Hattie's Restaurant.
Yes, so we'll be at Hattie's. That's kind of our main hub where we'll have a table with more information. I'll be there. You can come talk to me if you want to get to know Sustainable Saratoga more and ask me questions. We'll be serving out of our nice reusable cups at Hattie's, Bailey's, and Mittler's with support from Cafe Lena again. So incredible community partners that we're so excited to work with.
Yeah.
We could not do this without them, and the partnership with Discover Saratoga as well, and having your support behind this initiative really shows that we're making a change.
Yeah.
Chowderfest is a huge event, and so if we can prove that this idea of reuse works for Chowderfest, we can incorporate this into a lot of other events in Saratoga.
I love it. I know it's going to be successful. I'm glad we're doing this again this year. Last call out or last reminder, if folks want to get in touch with you or follow along, where do they find you?
Yes, so we're sustainableSaratoga.org. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, Sustainable Saratoga. There is a link on our website to sign up for our email newsletter as well, so that's a great way to stay in the know. If you're looking to send a direct email, info@sustainableSaratoga.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And I will see you on Saturday.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Have a great day.
You too.
And now it's time for Mackenzie's hot take. All right, my hot take for today is all about Cardona's Market right here in Saratoga. If you haven't been, you're seriously missing out. Cardona's has been a family-run Italian gem since 1945, known for their authentic flavors and top-quality ingredients. And let me tell you, their Italian sub is perfection. Fresh bread, premium meats, and that perfect balance of seasoning. It's a bite of tradition with every mouthful. If you're looking for a great sub in Saratoga, swing by Cardona's and grab one. You won't regret it. The 26th annual Chowderfest is taking place Saturday, February 8th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over 80 participating restaurants serving up 4-ounce samples of chowder for $2. An important update for 2025. Broadway will be closed from Lake Ave to Washington between 10 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. We will have 4 free shuttles running from Saratoga Casino Hotel between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Don't forget to vote for your favorite chowder. Visit discoversaratoga.org. Make sure to download the Discover Saratoga mobile app, check into participating restaurants, and you could win $1,000 in local Saratoga restaurant gift cards. See you at Chowderfest. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Destination Saratoga All Access. Make sure to follow and subscribe for future episodes so you don't miss out on any of the latest and greatest Saratoga County news. This podcast is brought to you by Discover Saratoga, the official tourism promotion agency of Saratoga County. The podcast is produced by Bright-Sided Podcasting, video provided by Iron Glass Productions, and special thank you to Lyft Marketing.